Alright, so I'm just going to make a quick video here, two videos. So in this one, I'm just going to go over my go-to lock picks, what I'm working with now, and what works for me. And then in the next one, I'm going to show off the locks that I'm working on that I can't pick or that I'm aspiring to pick. So that should be a good video too. So currently, for most of my single pin picking, I go with the Peterson 15 thousandths, 18 thousandths, and I have a couple of 25 thousandths tools. And behind here, I have a bunch of Sparrows hooks. This one's a really deep hook, but those are mostly for US locks. For other things, or if I'm using bottom or top of the keyway tension on Schlage type locks, I'll use a 15 thousandths from the bottom, or on Euro locks I'll use these thinner picks. So this is my go-to set. I also have some SS Dev hooks behind here that I bought from Sparrows. Those are okay. They're 25 thousandths, but they're pretty deep hooks. I thought they were going to be a little thinner, but I haven't decided to thin them out yet. And I wanted them to be a little different from my regular ones, so I put some heat shrink tubing on there. And over here is just a 15 thousandths Sparrows hook. These are tools I use for top of the keyway tension. I use those all the time. Those fit in most locks. And then over here I got some things for bottom of the keyway. This is for top of the keyway. Here's a really small one. This one I usually stick in the bottom of the keyway to protect the lock itself. And then these are made by Sparrow, so I almost forgot about these. Those are their top of the keyway tension tools, like their pry bars. And then I got it in this old Peterson case. So this is kind of my go-to pick set. And then I have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff sitting in my drawer. Pick gun, bump hammer, bump keys, but I don't really use them too often. Goso picks. These I got on Amazon for about $10. And for what you pay, I guess they're worth it. I'm not sure. They came in about 28 thousandths, and I did sand them down. But now they're extremely weak, so I use the Peterson tools primarily. You know, the steel is just a lot better than these. Although for $10, I shouldn't really complain too much. So these are they came, some of them were a little bent up, but for $10, what are you gonna get? I didn't really expect much. And I was able to take one of them and kind of bend the end and thin down the shaft here to use in this Avis lock. This EC75. This is a 7540. I got this from Lock Butcher Shop, so I'm able to pick this. Maybe I'll get it on camera, but I had to make this little tool. It wasn't very difficult, but I was kind of proud of myself because I'm really not too good at building tools and things like that. And then I have a bunch of rakes in here from Sparrows. These things I didn't really find a use for, these king and queen picks. Maybe I'm missing something, but I haven't really been able to do anything with those. And then I have some shims and these are some pins that came with that came on my shirts, and I'm gonna make some kind of, I was thinking about using it to make some kind of Medeco tool, because the Medeco locks I do have, they have openings, meaning on the key pins they are cut all the way from top to bottom, so you can manipulate them using a tool like that. So I was thinking about trying that. And and then I use these this Southward kit. This is for dimples. The handle came pretty sharp. I did file it down a little bit, but I tend not to use this anyways. I use this pin vise, and I was able to get a sanding disc in there on a rotary tool and open up the collet a little bit, so I can fit the rest of the Southord tools. This really small flag I just got done making not too long ago, out of a kind of a thicker tension wrench, like an extra tool I had, and I'm going to be trying to pick Primus locks, and you need a really small flag to work on the side pins, so that should be interesting. So usually, you know, with this guy here or the rest of these tips, I'll put them in this little pin vise instead of using this tool, though sometimes I'll use a combination of all three depending on what lock I'm working on. Here's a broken flag, but because originally I was bending the tip of this for that small ABIS, and I broke it. Now, I don't really have a purpose for this one, but I keep it just in case I can repurpose it somehow. You know, I tend to keep things. Yeah, and it came with some tension tools. I just squared them off a little bit. Actually, Bosnian Bill just did a review on this stuff, so you should check out his channel. I already cleaned mine up, but he went over smoothing the edges and that sort of thing, and he did a pretty good job. You know, usually his videos are pretty good. I guess that's it. I also have, I don't have a pinning tray, so I use this little paper, although it's gotten pretty dirty. There's a lot of different pinning trays out there, commercially available, but I don't know. I don't really like any of them, and I mean the Sparrows mat is cool, but I feel like everybody's got that. So, been thinking about trying to perhaps make one, but I'm not too sure. And then over here, I got these are by HPC. These are the followers I use. Comes with 3 different sizes. Just regular tweezers, and I think that's it. I also brought this guy out just to show. I have this guy sitting in a bin. This is a type of tension tool. I believe the original was made by HPC. This is a Chinese copy, but it kind of works very similar, where one end would go at the top, one at the bottom of the keyway, and you would tension the tool by turning this, and you would pick through the center. But I don't really like that tool. I think it kind of sucks. Alright, I think that's it, and thanks for watching. I'm not sure I showed my bump hammer. I might have shown this, but this was made by Brockedge Locksmith. It's a pretty cool bump hammer. Came with these weights in it, but I guess so you can take them out and make it lighter, but I keep them in. Alright, and that's it. Thank you very much for watching.